it's Hannah and Jeremy with the Savory Suitcase. This week we begin our journey to Iceland to spend a week in the country known as the Land of Fire and Ice.
After just under 8 hours, we had a very windy touchdown at the Keflavík Airport, where the baggage handlers gave us our first clue of just how cold it was.
We arrived at 6 a.m. local time, with our internal clock thinking it was about 2 a.m., and of course, getting no sleep on the plane. We planned a relatively easy excursion for our first day, and to give us something to do before it was time to check into our hotel. And with transfers directly from the airport, the Blue Lagoon is one of the best places to head your first day in Iceland.
The Blue Lagoon is famous for its silica and mineral-rich water, giving it that distinctive blue hue. The water is heated with the geothermal heat and is located within a lava field, creating an otherworldly landscape. The lifeguards are even dressed in full winter gear to protect them from the cold, but the water keeps you just warm enough to be comfortable.
The entrance fee to the Blue Lagoon includes a couple of extras besides just admission, including the use of fresh towels, a silica mud mask, and a drink of your choice. I'm not really sure what kind of benefit the mask is supposed to have, but I do know that after about 10 minutes, it felt like it was starting to freeze onto my skin. When Jeremy started to form icicles on his hat and beard, we knew it was probably time to go.
The 24 hours with no sleep was finally starting to catch up to us, and we knew the next stop needed to be our hotel. We spent our 6 nights in Reykjavik at the Grandi by Center hotels. The hotel was modern, clean, and included a complimentary morning breakfast.
Our favorite part was all the sayings they had around the hotel. The front desk told us that these were translations of common Icelandic phrases, like when we say, "Don't let the cat out of the bag." Our room had a balcony, which is one of the things that we highly recommend including in your hotel if you are visiting with the hopes of seeing the Northern Lights.
We were lucky enough to get an alert around 2 a.m. that the lights were visible, and we saw them for our very first time ever. We were lucky enough to see the lights twice more during our trip.
The next day, we headed to a local grocery store. Some things were rather familiar, and some things were definitely not. I think it's chicken. Food in Iceland is quite expensive, so we wanted to grab a couple of things to cut down on the cost of eating out for every meal. We headed out to the meetup spot at the Harpa Concert Hall for our first tour of the trip, which happened to be a food tour with the Reykjavik Food Walk. I'm going to let our guide Ben explain some of the amazing food that we had.
The Reykjavik area, we'll be trying here today. We are going to be going for the old traditional Icelandic cuisine with a little bit of a moderate twist on the old traditional Icelandic cuisine. Usually when people do come to the country and they research our old traditional Icelandic cuisine, first it'll pop up, it's the ram's testicles, the sheep face, the fermented rotten shark. We're not. Today, I know it must sound like a bummer, but we will be going with just moderately good lamb and fish dishes. I wanted to check with you guys. Built in 1805, the restaurant we're going to inside here, it opened in 1932. It's been here since 1932. Definitely changed owners throughout the years. Now it's a really good restaurant/slash cafe. We're having the Icelandic flatbread with some butter and then some smoked lamb on top. Then we're having some grandma-style pancake, which basically is this thin pancake. In Iceland, we have these thin pancakes, almost like a crepe, which we use to put sugar on and roll it up into a roll. So let's go check it out. we are here. This is our second stop of the day, the famous Icelandic hot dog stand. This stand over here opened up in 1937. They have been serving a shocking between 2,000 to 3,000 hot dogs here every single day. Wow. Crazy. It's actually the most popular restaurant in the whole Reykjavik area, selling 2,000 of these bad boys every single day. The Icelandic hot dog is a little bit different than your typical hot dog. It's a lamb-based hot dog. What really makes it so different and good tasting is the condiments on it. It has 5 condiments on it. It has raw onions, fried crunchy onions. They put down some ketchup. They put down again, the ketchup's a little bit different tasting ketchup than the usual ketchup. Made here in Iceland, has some apple cider in it. Has a little bit of a different taste than your typical Heinz ketchup. Then they add the hot dog, which is also boiled in this beer water mixture, which gives it this extra good flavor to the hot dog itself. They put a line of sweet brown mustard over it. The mustard is made here in Iceland. It doesn't really have too many mustard seeds in it, so it doesn't really have this strong mustardy taste to it. It's its own kind of sauce, really. And then they add a line of remoulade on top, which is basically a mayonnaise-based sauce with some relish in it. I know it sounds like a lot. It sounds like a lot of condiments, way too many on there, but it really is. Beautiful seafood restaurant here in the heart of Reykjavik. This is the most popular seafood restaurant in all of Reykjavik. They sell, we're having their char here, their Arctic char. They sell about 5 tons of only Arctic char in this restaurant a year. It is a crazy, crazy popular restaurant. We're having 2 dishes. We're having their signature dish, which is the pan-fried, honey-glazed Arctic char. You can actually see a photo of the dish right over here. Then we are having their blokkfiskur. Blokkfiskur is a very traditional old Icelandic meal, something that in the earlier days people would do with a leftover piece of fish. It's always white meat fish. In this case, you have cod. What they basically do, they take the cod, they mash it with potatoes, and onions. Have some spinach, some pickled red onions, deep fried tail of lobster. Like I said before, we don't really have those pickled red lobsters, so it is a deep fried tail of langoustine. Have a date puree over it, a leaf over it, and I do recommend to squeeze the lime over it as well. The lime really makes a difference here. We're here. I think I'm just going to introduce the place inside. Let's just go in. Rye bread, the same bread we have in the fish at the third restaurant. So the owner's great-great-grandmother was used to her leftover piece of bread. She would take her bread, she would bake it again, she would crumble it up, and she'd add it into ice cream. So you have here in front of you rye bread ice cream. I know it sounds really weird, but it really is amazing. Have some whipped cream on top, their homemade rhubarb syrup over.
The rest of our time in Iceland, we sought out unique places to eat. We enjoyed a few different pizzas, some local bakeries, and of course, those famous hot dogs any chance we got. Join us next week where we head to the tallest church in Reykjavik. We visit the Perlin and see real flowing lava.
Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, and we will see you next time.